Hey everybody, we are live. We are live. Quick sound check. Can you hear me and see me okay? Lots of people with us. Good evening, Monique, Sylvia, Fujao, Bella, Jane and Tom, Barnaby, Jane, Suzanne, Barbara, Simon, let's get rowdy. Hi Esther, Bottle Kittens, Ron, Joan. Good. Good. Another week. Mandarina, afternoon. See and hear, great. We have a question from Mandarina. In terms of health benefits, when is the best time of day to practice Tai Chi? Most Chinese prefer to practice in the early morning when the air is fresh under some trees or near some river in some natural environment. That's considered the best. You can also practice is very good at dusk. Dawn and dusk, when yin and yang are transforming one to the other, those are the best times. If, however, you're a night owl and you're working really late, it's not good to train late and then get up too early and train. So either early to bed, early to rise is good, or if you're training late, you need to get your sleep. Most important is to get your sleep in. Hi, Ron, Kim, Mike, no problem. We haven't started yet. I just want to, I've got some new, you may notice some new lights up. So I don't know if this makes it clearer or easier to see. Give me some feedback. Is this more clear, easier to see? If I put it like this. I've got some LED lights at the top, you see. Hopefully lighting from the top will be easier to see my movements. I was having a nap. See, that is a smart thing to do. Naps are good. Naps are good qigong. Crystal clear. Hi, everyone. More clear and bright. Okay, thank you. That's what I'm going for, as long as you can see. All right. Before we start the warm-up, yes, it's better. Oh, great. Thanks, guys. Tom, appreciate it. Before I start the warm-ups, I had some questions come in. So we've just answered the question about which time of day is good. And what was the other question? And send me some questions in. One of them is relevant to the 8 form. When you're coming up with Golden Rooster, do you lock the knee and the supporting leg? When we do the knee and when we do the kicks in the 8 form, the other leg can be straight. So you can straighten this leg, but don't lock it back as in like hyperextend it, but it's pretty well straight, just without completely locking. It's close to straight. Okay, and the same thing when you kick. When you push, you should not straighten your elbow. However, when you kick, it's okay to straighten your knee. Okay, so it's a little different between the legs and the hand. Repulsing monkey. Oh, this is more from the 24 form than the 8 form. For those of you learning the longer forms, when we do the 8 form, we repulse monkey, we square. We are square to the front. Do not put one shoulder in front. Keep the body square. However, later in the other forms, when you're combining it with the stepping, you need to turn your body so that the push is in line with the rear foot, because you're not square here, you're here. So the body is not here now, it's here. Not too much, it's not over here. It's just enough so that this hand connects to this foot. So when I step and push, this hand connects to the opposite foot. So belly button does this, not way over, a little. Okay, so I hope that answers your questions. And I think it's time giving everyone a chance to join us now. We have 23 people on board, so we're going to warm up and we're going to start the lesson. We're going to learn some new stuff today as well. Let's do our joint rotation and our 𝐂𝐴𝐺𝐿 as a warm-up. Just make sure you can see me okay. Right. Sweet, everybody. There we go, hold. So, wrist, ankle, rotations. Switch to the other foot. Elbows, rotations. Other way. Hands on the shoulders. forward rotations. Other way. Chin down, rotate one direction, and then reverse. Hands on the kidney areas, rotate the waist in a big circle. And go the other way. Feet together, rotate the knees. And the other way. Okay, bend and straighten a few times. Okay, so we'll do a few of the basketball exercises. So imagine you're throwing over the top like this. It's okay to go onto the balls of the feet, slightly lean forwards, hinging from the hips. Okay. All right. So we're going to go through the 8 form. And we're going to go up to the kicks on both sides. We're just going to do that one time because I want to learn some more material today, some new stuff. So in that one, I'm going to mirror you. So mirror my movements. Okay. Step out with your left foot first. Commencing form. Repulsing the monkey. Brush knee push. Parting the wild horse's mane. My right palm is if I'm right foot forward, or left palm if I'm left foot forwards. We do it symmetrically for this exercise. It's palm down. The other hand is palm up and is about as far away as your elbow. Imagine you're grasping something like a rope and the hands stay the same distance apart. I'm going to transfer my weight from front to back, and then I'm going to turn my waist. It's like the matador, the ball's coming, and then you turn with the cape. So this is back and then turn. So pang, lu. Pang means ward off. Lu means roll back. think of like a revolving door. If I push that hard, it spins around and it hits me in the back with the next one. So the waist is turning. The whole body's like the revolving door. Okay, so follow me. You can mirror me. We'll do it on both sides. Step out, ward off, then square the hips, turning. So you've got one palm down, one palm up. Keep the hands the same relative position. Shift the weight, and then turn the waist. That's called roll back. Let's do that on the other side. Hold a ball. Step. This is called ward off. Palm. As you square the hips, your lead hand, so if you're mirroring me, this is your right hand, turns down. Your left hand is up. The hands stay the same relative distance apart. You transfer the weight from front foot to back foot, and then you turn your waist. Okay, just get so you can see my feet a little easier. Joan, mirror or not, doesn't matter, no problem. You've relaxed all the tension for us. Yeah, for you guys. I nearly had a heart attack, but it's all good. So look. Watch my back foot, pivots. Square the hips. Now both feet stay flat on the floor. First I transfer my weight, then I turn my waist. My tailbone comes in a line with my back heel. So I do not lean back. Okay, there's no leaning back. Sit back, revolve. Let's do it the other way. Step, palm. Turn, now I'm square. Transfer the weight, then turn. Okay, palm. Transfer the weight, then turn. Now, in the front part of the movement, my knee goes as far forward as my toes. So I don't go beyond that and I don't lean forwards. When I transfer the weight back, my tailbone to back heel should be in alignment. So this is the line, this is as far back, this is as far forward. Rotate the waist. So a good exercise you can do is try to keep the same level. Sit back, turn your hips. Let's reverse that. Turn the hips square again, come forwards. So sit back, turn. Reverse it. First by turning the hips, then by transferring the weight. Let's do that exercise on the other side. So again, toe to knee, come back, tailbone to heel. Okay. Sit back, turn the waist. Then reverse by turning first, then transferring forwards. Transfer back, turn the waist, turn first, transfer forwards. Transfer back, turn the waist, transfer, turning the waist first rather. Now another thing to notice, I'll put this down to the ground, is that I'm staying the same height. So I'm not doing this. Can you see? My hand is not changing height relative to my body. Many people do this when they come back. I want to make sure I'm staying one level. Look. Turn. Rotating or shifting. Staying on one level. That's the practice. Okay, let's add some hands into that. Please mirror me. Holding the ball position. Step with the heel. Ward off to the chest height. Square your hips. Sit back. Turn the waist. Just for now, we'll practice it on the other side. Don't worry about the transition because there's another movement to learn first, so we'll add that one in next week. So turn the waist. Step out. shift, square the hips. So your lead hand is palm down, your rear hand is palm up. Transfer and roll back. So you're turning to here. Okay, any questions on that part? Any questions on that part? Any questions? Just drop them in. If not, I'll press on. No? Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the beginning, but what we haven't yet learned is how to finish that posture and change to the other side. So we're just going to do one side. Okay, on the left side, confused on the right side. Do the hands move back in a straight line? Okay, great. Thank you for the questions. Do the hands move back in a straight line? They do. They move back in a straight line, but the line is to the rear corner. I'm pulling towards the lower diagonal corner. I'm not pulling back onto myself and then turning. I'm drawing back towards something there. Again, imagine I'm pulling a rope. I'm pulling it that way. I'm not pulling it onto myself. Okay. On the other hand, depending on how you define a straight line as well, the actual movement is in an arc. So yeah, it's in one plane, but it's in an arc. It's going to be circular. Okay. Everything in Tai Chi is circular as well. So there's no exactly straight line, but that's as near as we get. Okay, on the left side, confused on the right side. So think of it like holding a ball. So instead of doing your part horse's mane, you just bring it up to chest height, and the palm that's in front of you turns down. The hands stay the same distance apart. The waist turns. We go on the other side. Hand in front of the chest. The palm that's in front of you turns down. Hands stay the same distance and rotate. In Tai Chi, as it's used in martial art, particularly in the practice of pushing hands, we have 8 energies which we use for fighting. And those energies, it's a bit like the 8 notes in music. You know, there are only 8, but you can combine them and make every kind of tune. So in Tai Chi, the 8 energies combine to form all the different postures. Of those 8 energies, there are 4 which we call primary and 4 which are secondary. The primary energies, Pang, Lu, Ji, An, together make up the exercise called grasping the bird's tail. So you've done the first 2 of the 4 primary energies. Pang, which is usually translated as ward off. It's not a great translation, but that's the one people use, so I'll stick to that. Liu is roll back. So those are the first 2 primary energies. Any other questions? Okay. So what I think we'll do is we're going to go from the beginning and we're going to add the Pang Lu, but we can only do the first side because we have some more movements to learn before we do the transition onto the other side. I hope that makes sense because that's what you'll learn next week, all right? So let's go together. I'm going to do, initially I'll do one mirroring you and then I'll do one with my back towards you. What would you consider a better translation of Pang? There isn't a really good English word equivalent, but it's maybe buoyancy. Maybe it's something like it's the energy that something floating on the water has. So buoyancy, something like that, but it doesn't really roll off the tongue, does it? So I would just call it panging because Pang energy is manifested all over the body in Tai Chi, but that's a whole nother topic. The difference between a car tire, which is inflated, and when you hit it, you bounce off of it, and a car tire, which is deflated, and when you hit it, you sink into it. That difference is Pang. And Pang is primary. Before Lu must be Pang. The revolving door is Lu, right? If I push it, it yields to me, and then the other side comes around and hits me. But if the door itself doesn't have pung, if it haven't got a straight, solid axis of rotation, and the door itself isn't solid, so in other words, if the whole thing was just floppy, it couldn't revolve. So once you have that pung, then I push this side and it will revolve and the other side will come round. So pung comes before lu. That's the sequence. All right, shall we go? We'll try a mirror first. I think I may want to, at the risk of another terrible calamity, I'm going to move this back a little bit more because I'd like to get a bit more of the feet in. Maybe be able to see better that way. I think that's better. Okay. The corner. Okay, so here's the new part. Bring the foot back, down, shift the weight, holding the ball, turn to your right, step, ward off. Square your hips, shift, roll back. Okay. So after the kick, you're going to transfer your weight onto that leg. First, you must put the foot down gently. As you transfer, the same time you hold the ball. So by the time this gesture has happened, this stance has happened. Then I can step out empty. Pung. New. Okay, hope that makes sense. I'm going to do one with my back towards you. Yes, I'll do one with my back towards you, and you can follow. So lower down, transfer your weight, turn to your right, step, ward off. Square your hips, shift the weight, and turn your waist. Okay, to finish, just come back to the middle. So what we need to do next time is learn the second half of that movement, and then we can put the left and right sides together. Let's do some 𝐂𝐵𝐭 to finish, some relaxing exercises. Okay. Step out, stand for a minute, make some space under the armpits. The tongue is to the roof of the mouth. Crown of the head is lifted up. Breathing is to the abdomen. Bring the hands as if you were pushing the wall in front. When you breathe in, imagine breathing in through the middle of your palms, as if you're drawing energy in. It's like sucking water up through a drinking straw, through the 𝐒𝐵𝐿 point. Now bring the hands around and slowly bring them towards each other. Bend the knees slightly. And then move them away from each other and straighten the knees slightly. Emphasize the out breath and the closing movement. And the in breath and the opening movement. You'll start to feel perhaps some energy or sensation between the hands. This time, from the hands in this position, imagine drawing inwards and the hands go across the belt line, not quite touching the body. Comes around. Notice how my wrists bend, so my fingers are out. Draw in, and then my fingers are in. So it's like I'm funneling the energy around me in and storing it at the dantian below the navel. This is an out breath. This is an in breath. Now, bring the hands up, palms together. And just stand for a minute, standing meditation, just calm. You can half close the eyes if you want to. Bring the hands to the lower abdomen. Men have left hand inside, ladies have right hand inside. Finishing with 3 breaths. Breathing in. Breathing out. And shake it. Okay. Bit dramatic. How was that, everyone? Enjoy those 𝐂𝐿𝐵𝐭 exercises. I think that's it for tonight's lesson. Where are we at? Yeah. So unless you have any questions, I'll just open up the Q&A for a minute. Good, thanks. Good, thank you, Simon. So is everyone okay, understands how to add the new movement onto the previous? And you can practice that for next week? Nothing's broken, just only my pride. Thank you so much. Love the meditative ending. Yeah, thank you, me too. Heavenly, that's nice. Great. Great, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Esther. Thanks, Lily. Thanks, Monique. Yeah, so we've not got too much left to finish the sequence. I think in maybe another 3 lessons, we'll have the whole set. Done. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. Thanks, Mike. All right, I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow for those joining me for Kung Fu. If not, same time, same back channel. Wednesday's the waffle, and Thursday's the Zoom for the Academy people, and the rest of you, I'll see you next Monday. Thank you.